I asked my twin sister why we don't celebrate on our actual birthday anymore, and she went pale, locked herself in her room, and my parents said, "We need to tell you something we should have told you years ago." My parents exchanged this look I'd never seen before. Dad folded his newspaper so slowly, it was like he was trying not to make any sound. My heart started pounding. Macy's door slammed upstairs. The lock clicked. "Tell me what?" I asked. Dad cleared his throat 3 times before speaking. "Not right now. We need some time to explain this properly. Give us a few days." "A few days? For what?" I looked between them, but their faces were closed off. That was Wednesday morning before school. Thursday, I tried to corner Macy at school, but she was dodging me. Every hallway, every class change, she'd see me coming and turn the other direction. I found her locker after 6th period and waited. She saw me standing there and actually turned around. Friday afternoon, I was looking for my old baseball glove in the garage when I found a newspaper tucked behind some boxes. The date was our birthday from 10 years ago. The headline was about a local girl who died in a ravine not far from our house. I took it inside and asked my parents why we had this. Dad snatched the newspaper immediately and folded it. "That's not something you need to worry about." But his hands were shaking when he said it. Everyone was so suspicious I went up to Macy's room while she was at soccer practice and looked for her old diary because she babbled away in there. Most of it was about her friends and which boys she thought were cute, but pages around our 8th birthday were torn out. The entry 2 days after our birthday just said, "Mom and Dad said we're never talking about this again. They said it's the only way. I can't stop seeing her face." The next page was completely covered in the words, "Make it go away." The words were scribbled on top of each other so many times I could barely read them. Some were so hard she'd torn through the paper. I was still holding the diary when Macy walked in. She saw what I was reading, and her whole face changed. "What are you doing in my room?" "Macy, what happened on our 8th birthday?" She grabbed the diary out of my hands. "You need to stop. You don't understand what you're doing to this family." "What family? The one that's been lying to me for 10 years? She got this desperate look in her eye. "Please, Andy, you don't know what you're doing." But I couldn't let it go. I found more of Macy's diaries in the garage. In one from when she was 13, there was an entry that said, "5 years today. I still dream about her. I didn't mean to do it. Why won't it stop?" Another one from when she was 15 said, "Mom took me to another therapist." This one said, "I need to forgive myself. But how can I when her parents still don't know?" I walked into Macy's room and closed the door. I read all of them. She started crying immediately. "Andy, please, tell me what happened." She was shaking. "We were playing near this ravine. This girl from school and me. We weren't supposed to be there. She was standing near the edge and I pushed her. I was just playing around, but she went over. I heard her hit the bottom and I ran home." "You ended someone's life?" My voice didn't sound like mine. "Mom and Dad know?" "I told them that night. Dad went out there with his lawyer friend. They hid everything. Made me promise to never talk about it." She was sobbing now. "I was 8 years old. I didn't mean to." Mom and Dad showed up in the doorway. "You covered up a child's death?" I yelled. Dad shook his head. "We protected our daughter." "You protected yourselves!" I screamed. "That girl's family spent 10 years not knowing what happened." Macy grabbed my arm. "Andy, if this comes out, my whole life is over. It should have been over 10 years ago when you should have told the truth." Mom tried to step between us. I looked at all 3 of them. "You tell that family the truth or I will." The next day, we went to their house together. Macy confessed everything while her parents and I sat there. The mother cried. The father didn't say anything for a long time. Then he asked to speak with Macy alone. They talked for an hour. When they came out, he said they'd decide what to do and let us know. Macy accepted it. 2 weeks later, they decided on restorative justice. No police. Macy had to volunteer at their daughter's memorial foundation and meet with them monthly. Macy goes every Saturday now. Mom and Dad apologized for lying to me my whole life. Macy and I barely talk anymore. When we do, it's different. She's my sister, but she ended someone's life, and I'm the one who made her face it.